In this module, we will master the fishbone diagram, 5 whys technique, and their application in the A3 report for problem solving and process improvement. We'll learn how the fishbone diagram, also known as the cause and effect diagram, helps identify and categorize potential causes contributing to a specific problem or effect. You will understand its value in visually mapping out the causes of a problem and facilitating focused discussions for effective problem solving. You will explore the roadmap for creating a fishbone diagram, including writing the problem, connecting traditional categories, brainstorming, and identifying factors for each category, and highlighting key factors. You shall understand the significance of this structured approach in identifying potential root causes and initiating improvement efforts. We will recognize the value of the 5 whys technique in digging deeper into the root causes identified through the fishbone diagram. This technique helps uncover underlying reasons contributing to the problem and guides the analysis toward effective solutions. You will gain an understanding of the root cause assessment factor influence matrix and its role in assessing the impact and controllability of root causes. You will learn how to prioritize improvement efforts based on factors that have high impact and are under our direct control, as well as those with high impact but beyond our immediate control. We will analyze practical examples such as the payment-taking process at Torino restaurant to see how the fishbone diagram and 5 whys technique are applied to identify root causes and generate insights for improvement. The iterative approach to problem solving and these tools will guide decision-making and action planning. By achieving these learning objectives, you will develop a comprehensive understanding of the fishbone diagram, 5 whys technique, and their integration into the A3 report. You will gain practical skills in analyzing problems, uncovering root causes, and developing targeted improvement strategies to enhance process efficiency, reduce defects, and drive positive change in your own projects and organizations. The next step in the A3 Kaizen project roadmap is the fishbone diagram, which is utilized for projects where the primary metric is not time-related but focuses on defects or costs. The fishbone diagram, also known as the cause and effect diagram or Ishikawa diagram, is a visual tool used to identify and categorize potential causes contributing to a specific problem or effect. The fishbone diagram is a valuable tool for problem solving and can provide a structured approach to identify and address the underlying causes that impact defects or costs in a process. When it comes to finding the root causes of a problem, brainstorming methods play a crucial role. The WIIFM slide highlights the importance of involving the team in the brainstorming process. Imagine a scenario where a conclusion is drawn solely based on big data analysis without involving the team. For example, assuming that customers prefer 5 kg packages instead of the standard 25 kg for increasing polymer sales. This approach neglects the valuable insights and perspectives that team members can provide. The team of experts was not engaged in brainstorming. There are multiple problems that can arise from relying solely on data analysis. In this scenario, the data used for decision-making turns out to be inaccurate or incomplete, such as relying on data from free samples. These samples' data should have been excluded from the analysis since it is not representative, and the price for these samples did not reflect any reality, but used merely for accounting process. This can lead to misguided decisions and potential embarrassment when the flawed data is exposed. Brainstorming methods allow for the pre-selection of potential causes. By involving the team in the process, diverse ideas and insights can be gathered, avoiding errors that may occur when analysts view the process as a black box and rely solely on data analysis. Brainstorming encourages collaboration, creativity, and a deeper understanding of the problem at hand.
Brainstorming will help avoid errors of the black box approach.
Creating a fishbone diagram to find root causes involves following a step-by-step roadmap. Let's consider an example from a restaurant process. Step 1. Write the problem in the box on the right. In our case, the problem is low customer satisfaction ratings. Step 2. Draw a horizontal arrow to a rectangle. Draw a horizontal arrow extending from the problem box to a rectangle in the middle of the diagram. Step 3. Write traditional or your own categories above and below the arrow and connect them to it. In our example, the traditional categories could include people, process, equipment, and environment. Write these categories above and below the arrow and connect them to it. Step 4. For each category, brainstorm and write down all the factors that may be causing the problem. Gather your team and brainstorm potential factors for each category. For instance, under the people category, factors could include inadequate training, lack of motivation, or poor communication skills. Repeat this process for each category. Step 5. Highlight, circle the key factors according to the team. After brainstorming, identify the key factors that are most likely contributing to the problem. Circle or highlight these factors on the diagram. Step 6. If necessary, conduct a 5 why analysis for key factors. If further investigation is needed, apply the 5 why analysis technique to delve deeper into the root causes of the identified key factors. We'll talk about the 5 why analysis later. By following this roadmap, the Fishbone diagram helps teams visually map out the potential causes of a problem, facilitating focused discussions and identifying root causes for effective problem solving. In process improvement, different types of processes require different approaches. We have standard categories for both transactional and manufacturing processes to help identify areas for improvement. Let's explore these categories using examples from a restaurant setting. For transactional processes, we have the 4 P categories: people, places, policies, and procedures. In a restaurant, this means considering the individuals involved in the process, such as the waitstaff, chefs, managers, and customers. People, we also look at the physical locations and environments, including the dining area and kitchen. Places, the policies, guidelines, and protocols that govern the operations of the restaurant, such as reservation policies and payment procedures, are also important. Policies. Lastly, we consider the step-by-step methods and procedures followed in the restaurant, such as order taking and food preparation procedures. In manufacturing processes, we have the 6 M categories: man, machine, material, method, measurement, and Mother Nature. Although these categories are typically associated with manufacturing, we can draw parallels in a restaurant context. For example, we consider the skills and capabilities of the staff involved in food preparation and service. Man, we also look at the equipment used in the kitchen and at the point of sale, such as ovens and refrigerators. Machine. The ingredients and supplies needed for food preparation are also important to consider. Material. Method refers to the specific techniques and procedures used in cooking and serving. Method. Measurement involves ensuring accuracy and consistency in quantities and qualities of food served. Measurement. Finally, Mother Nature represents external factors such as seasonal variations in ingredient availability and weather conditions, affecting the dining experience. Mother Nature. These standard categories provide a framework for analyzing and understanding processes. However, it's important to note that alternative categories can be used based on specific process needs. For example, one alternative approach could be to focus on time, cost, quality, and safety. Another approach could be to consider customer experience, employee satisfaction, financial performance, and environmental impact. The choice of categories depends on the specific goals and priorities of the process improvement initiative. By considering these categories and their relevant factors, teams can gain a comprehensive understanding of the process and identify areas for improvement. Remember, these categories are not exhaustive, and alternative approaches can be taken based on the specific context and goals of the process improvement project. In the Fishbone diagram for the Torino restaurant's payment-taking process, the team used the 6 M categories to identify potential root causes. Let's explore each category and its corresponding factors in more detail. People. Insufficient training of staff. Staff members may lack the necessary knowledge and skills to efficiently handle the payment process, leading to delays and errors. Lack of staff members during peak hours. Inadequate staffing levels during busy times can result in longer wait times for customers and increased pressure on the existing staff. Limited language proficiency. Language barriers between the staff and customers can hinder effective communication and create misunderstandings during the payment process. Method. Payment terminals are not located at the counter. Placing payment terminals away from the counter requires additional movement from the waitstaff, contributing to inefficiencies and delays. Waiters do not monitor remote corners effectively. Inattentiveness to remote corners of the restaurant can lead to delayed customer requests for the bill and subsequent payment processing. Split bill process does not work smoothly. Challenges in accurately splitting bills among customers can cause confusion, resulting in errors and longer processing times. Material: depleted printer cartridge. If the printer cartridge is low on ink or depleted, it can cause delays in printing bills and receipts, impacting the overall payment process. Machine: old payment terminals. Outdated or malfunctioning payment terminals can slow down the payment process, leading to longer wait times for customers. Inadequate number of payment terminals. Insufficient availability of payment terminals can cause bottlenecks, particularly during peak hours, resulting in customer delays. Payment terminals causing credit card mismatches. Technical issues with the payment terminals may lead to credit card mismatches or errors, requiring additional time for resolution. Measurement: counting of drinks is incorrect. Inaccurate counting of drinks during the payment process can lead to discrepancies in the final bill, causing customer dissatisfaction. Lack of key performance indicators, KPIs, on waiting time. Without proper KPIs to measure waiting time, it becomes challenging to identify and address bottlenecks in the payment process. Post-factum bill splits are often incorrect. Incorrectly splitting bills after the fact can result in errors and delays, impacting customer experience and satisfaction. Environment: most tourists are in a hurry. In a tourist-heavy restaurant, time-sensitive customers can increase the pressure to expedite the payment process, requiring efficient handling. Peak hours create challenges. During busy periods, the increased volume of customers can lead to congestion and longer wait times, affecting the overall efficiency of the payment process. These factors were identified through the Fishbone diagram and can serve as starting points for further analysis and improvement efforts within the payment-taking process at Torino Restaurant.
Completed VSM is a great help for Fishbone development.
In the next step of the A3 Kaizen project roadmap, we will be focusing on the 5 whys technique. This step is also useful for projects where the primary metric is not related to time, but rather focuses on defects or costs. The 5 whys technique helps us dig deeper into the root causes identified during the Fishbone brainstorming session and uncover the underlying factors contributing to the problem. By applying the 5 whys technique to the root causes identified in the Fishbone diagram, we can gain a better understanding of the underlying issues and potential solutions. This technique allows us to go beyond the surface-level symptoms and address the core problems affecting defects or costs in the payment-taking process. The 5 whys technique is a powerful tool that helps us get to the heart of the problem and find effective solutions. It enables us to make data-driven decisions and implement sustainable changes that will have a positive impact on the process and overall project goals. This slide shows Factor Influence Matrix, a 2-dimensional matrix that helps us assess the root causes identified in the previous steps. The matrix has 2 dimensions: under our control and impact on why. The first dimension, under our control, has 2 categories: yes and no. This dimension allows us to determine whether a particular root cause is within our direct control or not. If a root cause is under our control, it means we have the ability to address and resolve it directly. If it is not under our control, it implies that external factors or dependencies may influence or limit our ability to address the root cause. The second dimension, impact on why, has 3 categories: high, medium, and low. This dimension evaluates the impact of each root cause on the desired outcome or metric, represented as y. The impact can be classified as high, medium, or low, depending on the extent to which the root cause affects the target metric. By mapping the identified root causes onto this matrix, we can visually assess their significance and alignment with our project goals. Root causes that fall under the high or medium impact category and are within our direct control are the primary focus for immediate action and problem solving. These are the factors that have a substantial influence on the target metric and can be directly addressed by the project team. However, it is also crucial to pay attention to root causes that have a high or medium impact, but are categorized as no under our control. Although we may not have direct control over these factors, they still have a significant impact on the target metric. This indicates the need for a deeper analysis using the 5 whys technique to understand the underlying causes and explore potential indirect solutions or mitigations. By utilizing the root cause assessment factor influence matrix, we can prioritize our efforts and resources towards the root causes that have a high impact on the target metric and are under our control. This ensures that our improvement actions are focused on the most critical areas and have the potential to drive meaningful change in the project outcome. In the factor influence matrix applied to the payment process of Torino restaurant, let's focus on the root causes categorized as under control, no, high impact, and under control, no, medium impact. These are the factors that have a significant impact on the target metric and are currently not under our direct control. Let's examine them. Under control? No. High impact? Lack of staff members during peak hours, insufficient staffing during busy periods can lead to delays and inefficiencies in the payment process, affecting customer satisfaction and overall operations. Post-factum bill splits wrong. Incorrectly splitting bills after the fact can cause confusion, delays, and errors in the payment process, leading to customer dissatisfaction and potential financial discrepancies. Split bill process does not work. If the system or process for splitting bills among customers is not functioning effectively, it can lead to errors, delays, and customer dissatisfaction. Most tourists are in a hurry. In a restaurant popular among tourists, the time constraints and urgency of tourists can put additional pressure on the payment process, requiring efficient and swift transactions. Peak hours are bad. The high volume of customers during peak hours can strain the payment process, leading to longer wait times, potential errors, and decreased customer satisfaction. Under control? No. Medium impact. Waiters do not monitor remote corners. Inattentiveness of waiters in monitoring remote corners of the restaurant can result in delayed bill requests and longer wait times for customers seated in those areas. Payment terminals are not at the counter. If the location of payment terminals is not strategically placed near the counter, it can lead to inefficiencies, increased movement, and potential delays during the payment process. It is recommended that you explore and analyze the remaining root causes in the under control, yes, and under control, no, low impact categories on your own. The next slide demonstrates the application of the 5 whys method to address the issue of split bills in Torino restaurant. By asking why? Multiple times, we can uncover the underlying reasons that contribute to the problem and need to be considered during the improvement phase. Let's go through the example. Issue: splitting bills takes a lot of time. Why? Because there are mistakes in splitting. Why? Because it is difficult to allocate consumption to paying parties. Why? Because allocation is done post factum. Why? Because the waiter forgot to ask about splitting up front. In this case, we have reached the root cause, which is that the waiter forgot to ask about splitting the bill up front. By identifying this underlying issue, the restaurant can implement strategies to ensure that waiters proactively inquire about splitting preferences at the beginning of the dining experience, thus avoiding post-factum allocation and reducing mistakes and time consumption.
It's important to note that the number of why questions may vary depending on the complexity of the problem and the depth of analysis required. In some cases, the root cause may be discovered after asking only a few why questions, while in others, it may require more iterations. The goal is to uncover the underlying causes and address them effectively, rather than following a rigid rule of asking 5 questions.
By using the 5 whys method, the Torino restaurant can gain insights into the root causes of the split bills issue and develop targeted improvements to streamline the process and enhance customer satisfaction.
Which combinations from the factor influence matrix are best explored in depth using the 5 whys technique?
At this stage, we recommend applying the 5 whys technique to factors that have a high or medium impact on the target metric. why, and are not under our direct control. The logic behind this recommendation is simple. If a factor is within our control, we can directly change and address it. However, for factors that have a high impact on the target metric but are not under our control, a deeper analysis using the 5 whys technique can help uncover underlying causes and explore potential indirect solutions or mitigations. By understanding the root causes of these influential factors, we can develop strategies to work around the limitations and optimize our improvement efforts. In the A3 report, we have discussed the initial steps of goal setting for the payment-taking process at Torino Restaurant. Now, let's focus on the next step, cause analysis. Using the VSM as a foundation, we conducted a cause analysis to identify the root causes of the key wastes identified in the process, specifically the waiting wastes. To facilitate the cause analysis, we utilized a fishbone diagram, also known as a cause and effect diagram. By analyzing the VSM and collecting timing data for the process steps, we identified 3 key waiting wastes: waiting for a waiter to ask for a bill, and waiting for an invoice, and waiting for a waiter with a terminal to make payment from a card. These waiting wastes were depicted in the VSM and served as starting points for our cause analysis. Using the fishbone diagram, we explored potential causes for each waiting waste and identified the following root causes. 1. Some of the waiters do not return the terminals to their place. This creates delays and inefficiencies as other waiters have to search for available terminals. 2. We discovered that assigning different terminals to specific types of credit cards led to confusion and delays. Waiters had to locate the correct terminal for each card type, causing additional waiting time for customers. 3. Information that the client asked for an invoice is lost. This resulted in delays and waiting as waiters had to clarify and retrieve the necessary information, leading to customer dissatisfaction. 4. The seating of customers in the hall forms dead zones where waiters rarely go. This caused delays in attending to customers in those areas, resulting in longer waiting times. 5. Lastly, we identified a root cause related to billing issues within the payment-taking process. The report indicated that there were problems with the billing process, leading to errors, discrepancies, and additional time spent on resolving billing-related issues. By utilizing the value stream map and conducting a cause analysis using the fishbone diagram, we were able to identify these root causes, which contribute to the waiting wastes in the payment-taking process. These insights will guide us in developing targeted improvement strategies to address these root causes, reduce waiting wastes, and improve the overall efficiency and effectiveness of the payment-taking process at Torino Restaurant. In this module, you have gained valuable knowledge about the fishbone diagram, the 5 whys technique, and the cause analysis process. Let's review the key learnings from this module. You have learned that the fishbone diagram, also known as the cause and effect diagram or Ishikawa diagram, is a visual tool used to identify and categorize potential causes contributing to a specific problem or effect. The fishbone diagram is a valuable tool for problem solving and provides a structured approach to identify and address the underlying causes that impact defects or costs in a process. You have learned the step-by-step process of creating a fishbone diagram. This involves writing the problem in a box, drawing arrows to categories, brainstorming potential causes for each category, and highlighting key factors. By following this process, teams can visually map out the potential causes of a problem, facilitating focused discussions and identifying root causes for effective problem solving. You have gained an understanding of the 5 whys technique and its importance in uncovering underlying causes. By asking why multiple times, you can delve deeper into the root causes of a problem and uncover the contributing factors. The 5 whys technique helps you go beyond surface-level symptoms and address the core problems affecting defects or costs in the process. You have learned about the factor influence matrix, a 2-dimensional matrix that helps assess the significance of root causes. By mapping identified root causes onto this matrix, you can visually assess their alignment with project goals and prioritize efforts based on control and impact. This ensures that improvement actions are focused on the most critical areas that have a high impact on the target metric and are within the project team's control. You have gained insights into the cause analysis process using the value stream map and Fishbone diagram. The VSM helps identify key wastes in the process, and the Fishbone diagram helps explore potential causes for each waste. By utilizing these tools, you can identify root causes and develop targeted improvement strategies to address them, reducing waste and improving process efficiency. By mastering these learnings, you're equipped with valuable tools and techniques to conduct effective cause analysis, identify root causes, and drive process improvement in your A3 Kaizen project. These skills will enable you to make data-driven decisions and implement sustainable changes to optimize process performance and achieve your project goals.